it's Asante, and this year went by so quick, like I blinked and it's almost gone. I'm convinced that as you get older, time seems to move faster, because you're more used to time progressing forward, so you're less sensitive to it. Like, remember when you were in elementary school and an hour felt like an eternity? And now I'll spend like an hour on YouTube without thinking. This has definitely been the fastest year of my entire life. And I feel like I'm behind, even though that's not a rational feeling to have, because like, behind what? Also, this is a response to a video that Halise made a while back for Vita in April. You should definitely watch that video, which I'll link, and check out Halise. I love her channel. I think we're dust from the same star, and I feel like I have a lot of the same feelings and struggles and aspirations that she's voiced on her channel. As Halise mentioned, you spend until about 22 just getting set up, growing into being a full, independent, functioning, productive member of society. So I'm looking around, and I see a lot of people who are starting to be successful at about 25, 26, especially in the online space. And it's in like a 30 under 30 type way, so it's not like you're a millionaire, but successful meaning that you've got your thing. You've figured out what that is. You're being looked at and listened to. You know, you're a cool kid. You're demonstrating some sort of leadership ability. You're a thought leader, entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. So that around 30, you're like, peak performance. You're hot fire, killing it, slaying the game. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got 2 to 3 years to figure my ish out. I gotta find my thing or start my thing so I can figure out what I want to be known in and start circulating in that space. I'm just a young professional out here trying to be somebody. That's really led me to be hyper-focused on career this year, to the detriment of a lot of other aspects of my life, which I'll come back to later. My main New Year's resolution for this year was to find a job. And find a job meaning that you have a place to be for an extended period of time. You work here full-time, locked in, no end date, making some coins. Support myself, job. And baked into that was having a permanent place to live and settle down for a while. Unpack my boxes and set up my life. And it's October and I'm not there yet. I'm still not there yet. I keep needing to move and opportunities keep coming up, which is great. But it means I'm always in flux. And I've been dizzy this whole year. And I think it's just been adding to my feeling of not being able to settle on one thing, not being able to focus, being all over the place. Like Halise, I've always been a jack of all trades, master of a few. And I feel like there are two types of people. People who have a pretty good idea of what they want to do and just pursue one thing at a time. And people who have a ton of interests, a lot of different things they want to do, and have a hard time paring them down. And I have always been the latter, always. And it's frustrating because you do need to focus on one thing to get good at it. Put down your other dreams in order to pursue the one you really want. And what I had in my mind to do this year, once I had settled down, was figure out what that one dream was. Because I know I want to impact people's lives through media. I want to create media that educates, inspires, and informs, and I've known I want to do that for a long time, but there are 1,000 different ways to do that. And I haven't had a single crystallized vision for the future of my life. And I feel pressure to have one, from my work environment, from myself, from people who, now that you're an adult, ask you where you see yourself in 5 years. That state of not knowing what one specific job title I want, while at the same time not having the time and space to figure that out because I've been moving non-stop this year, and feeling like I'm running out of time, has been super frustrating. And I was having a mental breakdown last week because I'm transitioning between jobs, which is really exciting but also really scary, walking away from something good and never knowing what could have been if you had stayed. It was my first time having to make that kind of decision to leave, and I felt like I didn't know if it was the right decision because I didn't have a right decision, because I didn't have one crystallized career path that I was trying to follow, so how could I know if this was the right thing? So I've been doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of letting go of fear, a lot of letting go of the uncertainty of the future, letting go of needing to have a specific crystallized vision, of needing to know what specifically my thing is, and being satisfied with my big picture goal of being a multimedia storyteller, making impactful media, and appreciating the ways in which I'm already doing that now, both in my day job and on my YouTube channel. So I'm out here trying to figure it out and trying to hustle. But the career hustle is only one part of figuring it out. And the other part, which I feel like has unwittingly taken a back seat, is how I want to adult and how I want to walk through the world world as a person. This is my first full calendar year out of school as an independent adult, and part of graduating into adulthood is figuring out what kind of person I want to be, what activities am I interested in, what kind of knowledge base do I want to have in my back pocket, and how am I going to go about acquiring that knowledge base on my own terms. And also just how I want to exist as an adult, how I want to wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, eat, sleep, interact with other people. I have goals set for all of those things as well, and I'm trying to form good habits now while I'm relatively young. But since I'm still going to be working on the where am I going to live, I haven't been able to work on the how am I going to live as much as I would have liked to this year, although I worked on it somewhat. But hopefully by the end of this year, I will have a permanent job and a permanent place to live.
By like December, these things should be nailed down.
Hopefully. And I can't believe it's gonna be like the whole year before I get settled, but I will get settled, damn it. Also, if this channel gets a little spotty through the end of the year, you know why. If you want to keep updated with me in this new chapter of my life journey, then stay tuned to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I'm always giving you updates. And in the comments, let me know if you're hustling and how that's going. And let me know if you're someone who has that crystallized vision of your life, or if you're someone like me with a ton of interests who has a hard time paring them down. This video was made using Microsoft's Hololens using an application called Actiongram, and I'll leave info about that in the description if you want to learn more. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to see more, and you can support me on Patreon to help me make more. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to live spiritedly and think creatively, and I will see you next time. Stepping into a cloud of possibility. 2016. A new beginning.